Every now and then we have some really difficult days where it feels like we just feel off and everything is going wrong. Nothing is going the way that we would like. Maybe it was an argument with a significant other. Maybe some bad news about a loved one, a disappointment at work. Or maybe it just feels like every day has been a struggle to stay motivated when it feels like things are not moving in the direction that it seems like they should. We all experience those days. During those times, it can be so easy to want to crawl away and hide, stay in a bad mood, or try to ease the pain and frustration we're experiencing with habits that feel good in the moment, but may be more harmful in the long run. Today, I would challenge you to do something different and share some tips that help to change my mindset and outlook on life when I'm having a bad day. Something that I find really helpful is focusing on seeing what's going on around me, taking everything in, and pushing myself to find reasons to be grateful, especially in times when it feels like things are falling apart. In a world where having a gratitude practice sounds like the latest in a long list of trends, gratitude truly is something that helps to reshift focus. According to several studies, gratitude has so many positive benefits, such as improving your sleep quality, allowing you to be able to have hope for the future, reducing your stress, increasing your ability to be resilient when things come along, and just so many countless other things. In order to get the most out of it, though, I find it helpful to make that gratitude personal and specific to me and the good that's going on in my life. Whether writing it down or even just spending time thinking about it, the mode of how you implement gratitude is less important than actually just doing it. And no matter what you're struggling with, no matter how bad your day has been, it's always possible to find something to be grateful about. I'll use myself and my experiences as an example. The other day, which actually sparked this video idea, felt like it was just not the greatest day. It started off well and fine enough, and then later, I don't know, it seemed to take a turn. My husband and I had a misunderstanding. Then my technology got all weird and messed up and threw off some of the work that I was doing. And then to top it off, I hit my toe on the side of the bed and doubled over in pain, like, Lord, why is this day so awful? In the moment, I was feeling pretty frustrated, but I knew I didn't want to stay in that bad mood, so I started to reshift my focus. In thinking about my husband, instead of being upset that he and I were having a bad moment, I switched to being thankful for having someone who loves me and has my back. And then for my computer, thankful that what had messed up was a pretty easy and cheap fix. As for the toe, well, I guess thankful to have toes that work properly and let me know, hey Christy, you need to be more careful. But in all seriousness, realizing that in the grand scheme of life, these were not as big as they felt in the moment, and being grateful for what was going well helped me to not linger and wallow in that bad moment. As for big problems, one of the worst things I've experienced was watching both of my parents die and trying to figure out how to move on without them. One of the thoughts that helped me through that time was gratitude for the fact that I was blessed to have parents who loved me and did everything they could to help me to be strong and smart and successful. I know a lot of people don't have that. While that time was hard and difficult, gratitude for who they were helped me to start healing. Without gratitude, regardless of what you're going through, the pain and frustration of the moment won't allow us to start moving to a place of healing and being able to think clearly. This could mean taking time to pray, breathe, meditate, journal, something that would allow you to feel those emotions, but also start to manage them. What's nice about it is that it doesn't have to be some set time limit, so I encourage you to stay in that space for as long as you can or as long as you need to be able to start thinking clearly. May it be 5 minutes or an hour. For me, it helps to pray when I'm feeling hopeless or discouraged about a situation, or maybe I'm feeling nervous or anxious and can't put my finger on exactly why. I find that journaling helps me in that too when I'm trying to process my emotions. Sometimes you just need to get them out on paper. I like to breathe or meditate when I do know what I'm feeling, but I need a moment to just stop, remind myself that whatever I'm going through will work out, and allow myself to be at peace. I find it helpful to use all of these tools, and I often switch them up or use them interchangeably to work through a situation depending on the severity of it. Now, this is a short one, but something that we often don't think about. Something that I know about myself is that I sometimes forget to take care of my needs when I'm dealing with some difficulty, especially if it feels like something big and that's out of my control, because your girl is a control freak. I forget to eat, I forget to drink water, I may not sleep or I'll sleep too much. Maybe you're like that too. It's important to remember to do those things because those are the things that will help to ground you when difficulty arises. When we don't take care of our basic needs, we can't think clearly or rationally or function in a way that allows us to know how to move forward. Maybe you've had a bad day or week because of some issue you've been putting off that's causing some underlying level of anxiety. Maybe it's not going to the doctor because you're afraid of the news you will get. Maybe you're not looking at your finances because you're uncomfortable about the numbers and adjustments you may have to make to your lifestyle. Maybe it's not talking to a friend who hurt your feelings because you don't want to rock the boat. Whatever the issue may be, trying to ignore that issue does not make it go away. Ignorance is not bliss. I have found that not dealing with issues head on causes anxiety to rise and causes everything to feel like it's so much worse than what it is. I think of dealing with those things, whatever those things are, as a method of self-care because I know that by dealing with it, I won't have to keep spending mental energy and sleepless nights wondering what if. Deal with the issue because we can't move on from issues that we don't deal with. Sometimes the day gets bad, and whether it actually continues to get worse or because of perception, it feels like maybe there's this big boulder rolling down a hill, collecting more and more bad that's causing us to have just the most frustrating day. And it feels like you can't get back on track. In those instances, act like you're starting your day fresh. Whatever's in your morning routine can be helpful to bring into this mid or late day fresh start. Wash your face, shower, have another cup of coffee. Whatever makes you feel like the day has begun anew, do that. I sometimes do this even when it's not a particularly bad day, but maybe it's been a really long day or draining day, and there's still a long list of things left to do before I can fully rest. I find that things that we rely on to get us going in the day can really help us to reset the day. After having a bad day, it sometimes feels like there's so much energy stored up that you might explode. Hello. I am taking a walk in my day, getting in some fresh air and getting in some movement so that I don't blow a fuse. Yeah. Some form of movement is so helpful in allowing us to release pent-up energy. Of course, there's a bonus to movement. Actually, a ton of bonuses to movement, such as releasing endorphins, easing stress, allowing us to focus on something different than what we're currently dealing with. There truly is healing in movement. And what's cool is that it doesn't have to be some structured thing. I've been known to pace back and forth in my apartment when I'm trying to work through some emotions. It really could look like just about anything. Going to a workout class, spending some time stretching or doing yoga, getting on the treadmill, going for a walk surrounded by the beauty of nature, dancing to your favorite tunes, really anything that allows you to move your body and put angry or frustrated or sad energy toward doing something that you enjoy. On my walk, I came across this beautiful, colorful tree in the middle of all this ugly construction. It made me think how life can be hard, and there are moments we can be surrounded by difficulty and frustration. But even in the middle of that, it's often possible to find a glimpse of good. If you implement practices that start to make you feel how you want to feel, you'll find yourself resilient through any obstacle and start to realize that your bad days don't have to stay bad.